Alright, hello. This video will probably be a little bit less interesting than the last one, but basically we're just gonna go over this game. Sorry if I sound a little bit different or if you hear some background noise like idle humming. I just got a new microphone and it's super sensitive, but it should be very crispy and clear. So hopefully if you like the sound of my voice, it should sound a little bit better. I still have to like equalize it and stuff, you know, make it like a little bit more full, and you know, all that broke, so I'll fix it for the next set of videos. So today and tomorrow's will probably sound like this, and then after that it'll be fixed. Alright, so for this game I decided to play Sniper, Reroll, Thresh, APHELIOS. So the reason I decided to do is that I want to try the APHELIOS Thresh. So APHELIOS and Thresh, just so you both know, I'll put it up on the screen. Give me 1 second. Let me just pull up the stats. Nice. So basically there is a trait called Faded that if you have 3 in, you can pair up units and then they get a Faded bonus. You basically pair them by like hovering one unit over the other. The pair gains 28 HP, and then they have a specific Faded bonus that they each have. So in the Faded line, there are 2 units, APHELIOS and Thresh, that are both 3 costs, so you can efficiently roll for them on 7 and build a board around the 2 of them. That's kind of like the idea. Thresh is a front line that's Faded Behemoth, and APHELIOS is a sniper, Faded Sniper. And I think in terms of their Faded bonuses, APHELIOS gains Armor MR, and APHELIOS gains AD. I don't know if it's AD or AS, like attack speed or attack damage, but I think it's attack damage. And he's an attack caster type. Anyways, so the idea is to get 3-star APHELIOS and 3-star Thresh this game. The reason I decided to go for it in this game in particular is just because from the opener, the Exalted in this game is 2 of them are Caitlyn and Thresh. So Caitlyn fits really well because you can play Caitlyn, Shen, and then you have Ghostly and Sniper with the Ghostly, Sniper, Behemoth as like your 3 set with Thresh and APHELIOS, right? Like those 5 units give you a good little circular synergy, and then you just have to put in 1 more for Faded. And in this case, I had to put in 1 more for Exalted because Thresh and Caitlyn are both Exalted. Exalted, basically, like it's a random set of champions. It's actually like there's a list of like 100 different combinations that are kind of etched out already. And basically, if you have 3 of them in, it gives like your whole board a percentage increase in damage, similar to like Jazz. And then if you have 3 in as well, you also gain EXP. You gain 1 EXP per round, and you get a little icon on your bench that you can sell and take that EXP. So I'm not sure how to play the early game of this. So the Exalted's a bit awkward because I want to get an Exalted early, but it kind of makes it a little bit awkward to play certain things. I think if you're playing this line, it might be better to lean towards Ink Shadow a little bit. Now they nerfed it a bunch, so I'm not sure. I used to think Ghostly was really good, but then they like giga nerfed it, so now I'm not sure how strong they are. I think like a lot of the problems with PBE that I'm finding is that I'm getting progressively more lost, because not only am I learning the units and all of that stuff, but because of how rapidly they're like drastically changing some of the traits, it's like it's so hard to tell certain things, right? Like I was getting really frustrated. A lot of these videos are recorded yesterday, and it was miserable yesterday in PBE because apparently now Kayn is broken, and I don't know if Kayn's gonna be broken when it goes to live, but it used to be like shit. It used to be like the worst unit you can pick. Kayn's like a 4-cost carry, and now all of a sudden he's strong. And the problem is like everybody is like sending it for Kayn now, and it's so annoying because I'm playing PB, I'm trying to like learn and make like unique comps and like try stuff out and see how strong they are, but everybody's just like, I don't know, they all have to make a YouTube video that Kayn's broken. Like I don't know what their agenda is. It's so tilting for me, at least. So like, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, you know. So be it. I don't know if in this game there was a Kayn, but basically I just make early items. I just make a red buff because I want to tempo it enough that I don't lose too much HP. The problem making red buff is that then my leftover items are Sunfire Cape. Obviously, like, because it's PBE, I'm forcing a little bit, right? I'm choosing a comp very early in the game, and I'm just deciding I'm just gonna go for it. Part of that is because like it's hard to know the units, so like I spend a lot of stage 2-1 planning out what units I want to take, like looking at the unit planner, looking at the units, looking at the traits, thinking about it. Where I have a other tab open or something, trying to make the board that I need to make, right? Because it's a lot of learning experience, so it makes it easier if you just like decide really early on, okay, I'm forcing this, and then you just focus, like those are the units I have to collect, and if I don't see those units, I don't collect them. But also because it's PBE, so I have to try stuff, right? Like if I get like a spot where I'm playing Dryads, or I get a spot where I'm playing Ghostly, it's like, well, I already played those traits, I'd rather get like first-hand experience with some of the other traits, right? So here I'm just putting in like my main core. This was what I was talking about. I'm not sure if this is always the core with the Aphelios reroll, but especially in this case, it works out really well. Because I want to keep the Caitlyn on the board for the sniper synergy, as well as the Exalted, which helps out the board a lot. So on Carousel, I'm just going to make generic, so I'm just going to make Even Shroud. Aphelios himself has Shred, so you don't have to prioritize Even Shroud. The problem is I have no item to make here, and I need to make some sort of item. So it's like, well, what am I going to get? Like, if it's Thresh, I'm probably not going to make a Titans. It's like, okay, I need to make a tank item. I might as well just make the Even Shroud so that I don't have to wait for Aphelios to cast in order to get it. Because the other option would be to make like half an Aphelios item, or to make like a Guard Breaker. And just have Aphelios run Guard Breaker. So that I decided on, let's just get the Shred. One thing I want to note, one of my favorite silver augments this patch that I find that I can play around it really, like I find it really, it makes the game very easy for me at least. Or at least the parts where I struggle with. There's this silver augment where it gives you like a component anvil, and it gives you a magnetic remover that never expires. And that is dope, because I just use that shit all the time, like on repeat. I just keep using the medic, like I'm never worried about like slamming items on like my not strong, like, you know, sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want to put on this unit because it might be on my final board, and then I have to sell it to put on my carry, and then like you have to find a new copy of it and blah blah blah. It's like, nah, I just slam everything. Like I'm making a mistake. I should have slammed this chain vest. I think I'll do it next turn though, I'll notice. In this lobby, I felt like my tempoing, like when we actually watched through it, I felt like my tempoing was okay. But part of it was a little bit awkward, because this is like the what's it called, the encounter for this lobby. It were very good for me, right? The first one was that it gives you a bunch of gold, the Annie encounter, and now right now we find the Darius one, which basically makes it like the Pandora's Bench back in set 10, or sorry, set 9, if you remember this. I don't know if it's back for reals, or if it's just the encounter, but basically it's gonna shuffle units of the same cost if you've never seen it before. So on the bench, those 3 spots that are highlighted, for the next couple rounds, I forget if it's 3 or 4 rounds, like if you put a 3 cost, it will re-roll it into a different 3 cost every round. So that's really good for me, because I'm looking for Thresh and Aphelios, so I just spend my money, I buy a bunch of 3 costs, I put them on the bench, and I'm looking for Thresh Aphelios. Here I'm trying to figure out who my last Exalted is. It kind of greased me a little bit, because I end up getting stuck on a low level this game, and fitting in the 3 Exalted is a little bit hard, because like the Exalted without the Faded, and then, you know, there's a bunch of rounds where I just lose my Faded bonuses, because I think Exalted is a little bit better. Yeah, anyways, look, I got a Shen 2 out of nowhere, and a Thresh, and an Aphelios. Is that such a high roll? I got like, oops, oh, I bumped my mic, sorry if that made a loud noise. My mic is like way heavier now, so it's like, it's dipping a lot with the, with my mic arm. I might need to get a new mic arm. It's a little bit more rigid. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, I got like 1 copy of everybody, so I can technically like fit in my board right now. I was trying to play like Alturist. I think Alturist is like one of the strongest traits. This Soraka unit, if they don't nerf it, I think Soraka is just so strong. I think the problem is like with the Alturist units is that everybody wants the Alturist unit, so it feels very weird to play them, or it feels very awkward. Like for example, like what's her name? The other dude. Like Riven. Like there was another game I went 8th. I probably won't post on YouTube because it's kind of just a bad game. I had a Bruiser emblem and I wanted to play like 8 Bruiser just to try it out because just to see. And I just couldn't find I couldn't even find a single copy of a Riven, let alone do Riven reroll. And I couldn't find a single copy of a Silas either. So it was just like an insta 8th because I was just rolling forever. And then I had to take Prismatic Ticket just to hit like basic upgrades to like not go 8th. And I think I went like 6th. And it felt so bad. I don't know if it's because of PBE. Like things will change obviously. I think in TFT they always make it so that like as the patches progress they always make it so that you're like, you know, a lot of the lower level comps and the rerolls become a little bit stronger. In this specific case, like right now in PBE at least, it feels like everybody is so easily able, but it's because of like PBE everybody's greeting, like it's beta. But it feels like everybody's so easily able to get to high levels, like 8, 9, 10. So you fall behind really fast, especially if you don't hit on the reroll with tempo. Excuse me, I'm just yawning a little. I think here I should have switched items onto Senna, because I have the remover anyways. Also, I never slammed that chainmail on the Shen, and I should have done that a while ago. So right now I have Faded in. I don't have Exalted in. I think I fumbled. I think I had an Exalted unit on my bench and I ended up selling it for Econ instead of just playing it. Because it's probably better just to have Exalted now to gain like... It's just the EXP is so little is the problem. When I saw Exalted, I misread it and I thought that it would give like so much more EXP. Or at least it would work out to be a little bit better. But this shit does not do anything. Like actually. I don't know how to describe it. It's just so like the EXP is almost always negligible because it's like you basically gain 5 EXP in a round, which is basically like, because it's not gold, you're not making threshold, so it's not compounding, right? Because originally I thought, oh, like EXP, that's like free gold, right? But unless you gain there's a specific augment that turns all the EXP into gold, unless you have that augment, it's just not that worth it. Like, right? Like you think like, oh, if I have it in on stage 2, I'll gain like 5 EXP, and it's like, does that really matter? 5 EXP, that's 4 gold. It's like, like versus playing like a normal board. Oh, here's where I sell it. See, I reroll this Exalted. It might have been better to play it, but I think not. Honestly, I think Exalted's kind of bait. The extra damage matters, yeah, but like early game, I feel like just playing better units with synergies gives you more stats. It's really good as like a splash late game. So if you can build towards it later, I think it works out really well. Also, I don't know if my mic is peaking. I feel like I'm kind of stressed about that. But we'll see what happens when the recording's done, if I sound like shit. Alright, so Carousel. I should probably grab a tier at one point. I think APHELIOS needs a Shojin, if I'm not mistaken, in order to like properly cast. He's kind of like Karthus. You kind of need some kind of mana item. I'm not sure if it's adaptive or if it's Shojin, but yeah. As I put items on Thresh now, good, I'm slamming the items. The other encounter was like you gain some extra items, that was pretty good. And I'm just looking for APHELIOS Thresh. I think my final board, like I wanted to play like 4 Sniper. Like I think 4 Sniper, 4 Behemoth is like giga strong. But the problem is like you have to fit in Faded and that requires you to level up a lot. So it's kind of awkward. I want to have at least like 4 frontline units, like level 8, 4 frontline units, 4 backline units. I think Okay, like the way this board fits in well is if you hit a set, right? So set is a 5 cost unit, and he is, if I'm not mistaken, he is Warden, Faded, and like his own regular trait, right? So then what you do is you play set, which is Warden, you play Amumu, which is Warden, and you play Ash, which is Sniper, and that's how you cap out the board. But the problem is, if you're rolling on 7 and you don't find a set, you can't fit all of that in, right? But he works out really well because he's a frontline unit that's also faded. And the problem with the other fade is that none of them are really like good frontline units, and you don't really want to put them in. It's just a shit show. And it works out really well if you get a set early. I think that's the high roll potential of the comp, right? Like if you get a set early, because your Thresh is gonna have a lot of HP, right? And you'll probably can stack Shen a lot. So then you'll have 4 Sniper. You'll have Set, who is progressively getting bigger, that can end up being a trio carry. Like he can end up being like a 3rd unit that just does damage for fun. And then you'll also have like Thresh. You also have the snipers, and you can itemize like Caitlyn after you itemize APHELIOS. Or sorry, you can itemize Ashe after you itemize APHELIOS. I should pay attention, because I might have skipped a set because I'm just not used to buying it. There's some 5 costs that I just never see the light of day, because like anybody who high rolls just like slams them on their board. A lot of the frontline units I have trouble getting, like Udyr and Set, because I feel like the frontline units are way more contested. Besides like Irelia, that like everybody's buying because she does a lot. But I find with the frontline units, it is really difficult to just like how do I phrase it, to like get the units on the board, right? Just everybody buys them so easily because they're so ready to like just splash them in for fun. Here I have adaptive. Like I should split the tiers and just make like adaptive. I think I make a protector's vow because I think it's good on Thresh. I don't know if Thresh is mana locked, but you know. Also, I'm just a Thresh not looking like hot. You know what I mean? Like, why is Thresh? Like, what did they do to my boy? Like, isn't he supposed to be like demon fire dude with a chain? Why does he look like? He looks like. I guess this is like him before he turned into a skeleton. I don't know. I don't know any League stuff because I didn't play League. I just started playing TFT because I was actually grinding Street Fighter, because I'm a fighting game player normally, and a lot of fighting game players started playing TFT, and I couldn't play Street Fighter because I got COVID and it was like really hot in my room, and I was like, it was like unbearable because Street Fighter, even on the lowest specs, was just like burning up. So I was like, alright, I guess I needed something else to do with my spare time. And then everybody was playing TFT and I was watching them, and I was like, yeah, like I over the years I've watched a lot of TFT, so like I know a lot of like the basic stuff. I just never played it. It's the same like League. Like, you know, I watch LCK like late at night if I'm up late, or early in the morning if I end up waking up early. And I watch Worlds the last couple of years, right? But like I've never touched League. Like I've played like against bots a couple times, like for fun. As I'm reforging the item, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. I'm level 7 now. It's 4-2. I'm a little bit behind tempo. I put in Exalted here, so now I'm just like looking for some of the units. I'm 4 Sniper, 3 Exalted. I don't have Faded in. See, and this is what I was saying, right? Like if you're playing this comp on level 7, you just put in any Faded unit, right? Probably Yasuo. You hopefully natural the Yasuo 2 by now, and he's a little bit of frontline. Like not really, he's kind of like a glass cannon dude, but at least he's something to like stall a little bit. Yeah, I'm pretty weak here. I need to get some upgrades real fast. I took the component anvil because I just wanted to get like some more items. I felt like my options weren't that great. But yeah. Let's see how I think this game worked out okay. Like I know for sure I top forward. I think the people that beat me were like really high roll. I think the problem is I should slam a Hodge, right? I'm being a bit greedy with my items. I don't have the HP for it. Well, I do have the HP for it actually. Never mind. I'm second highest in the lobby. It's just the lobby's really close in HP. You know, like I take one bad loss and suddenly I'm bot 4 in HP. Well, this usually happens with sometimes like, especially in PBE, you see how somebody's like already dead. So it messes up the whole lobby tempo because now like people are playing ghosts, everybody's gonna be a little bit healthier, right? Because like somebody died really early, the ghost rotations are gonna be like on everybody, so there's gonna be a lot of people that can just like live a little bit longer, then hit spikes, and then everybody's gonna be strong, and then they're all gonna be the same HP. So it's gonna turn into a shit show. Also, this Story Weaver stuff is so annoying. Like everybody just plays Story Weaver all the time, and it's like strong. It's not like weak, and they're not changing much of it, right? And this Kale unit just does everything. Like you get 3 Story Weaver in, you pick Kale, and then all of a sudden, like I was playing another game, right, where I teched in Story Weaver, and it was so stupid because I had no shred and no sundering because I took like a what the Forge style augment where I had all Orn artifacts. And I played 3 Story Weaver because I just had some of the units in. Bro, she does shred and sunder off rip. You just have 3 Story Weaver, boom, shred sunder. It's like what? Okay, I found a Hui. So I think the problem is I think I'm dumb and I don't play the Hui right away. But I should definitely swap out 2 snipers for Faded and Hui. Because the 4 sniper, it's like, it's nice, but I need the duplicates more. And I think that kind of messes me up a little bit because I could have my units like 1 turn earlier, basically. Anyways, I wanted the Hui, and I actually got it like, I was like a last pick and I got it, right? Because I don't even care about the Hui as much as I did about the sword to get the Shojin. So that was nice. That was a pretty high roll. Yeah, this guy's also playing Faded, but he's not really playing towards APHELIOS, but he's holding a couple of them, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I should definitely put in Hui. See, now I don't have a Faded because I didn't hold it, which kind of sucks. If I had a Faded and I held it, this would have been great. Because right now I'm playing without a Faded bonus, so basically I'm losing like 30 armor on Thresh and like 20 damage on APHELIOS. It's like, I don't know how significant it is, but it seems like a lot, right? That's like, it's like almost like a whole item, right? I would say it's like, it's kind of like an item. It's just the items have abilities as well, which, like, you know, they have extra text there that does some more stuff. Alright, APHELIOS. 1 turn on a counter, 2 turns. So basically I would hit 1 turn earlier. That's what I have to pay attention to. Because I want to make sure that... I think this is the right board though. But I think as soon as I hit one of them 3-star, I probably should go 8. Also, I should keep my eyes peeled, chat. Make sure, or chat and YouTube comments, that this will be uploaded to. Make sure to like pay attention if I miss a set. Because it might just be that panic, but that I think that's like the hidden sauce. Like if I had a set and the other dude as well. So I'm just gonna send it deep now. Right? Yeah, I should hold maybe a Moomoo's. I'm thinking about it, but I decide not to. So now I'm 2 threshes off. I'm 1 thresh off. Whenever you're 1 off of something, you should just send it to 0 because the 3-star spike is so much that it's worth it sending it in gold, right? But you shouldn't send it too early because then you're just broke. But it's like at that point the econ doesn't matter as much. It's like you hit the 3-star, you're just giga strong. Yeah, look at this guy. He just has everybody. But if you look at the damage, hopefully it pops up at the end, right? So look, it's a 1-item cane, right? Oh, it just shows my damage. It doesn't show his damage. Oh, does it show it? The cane's the one fucking everything up, by the way. Like, this Reaper cane shit, oh my god. Anyways, also, my Hui is gonna duplicate my APHELIOS next turn. So, it's a little bit better to roll this turn for the APHELIOS than next turn. Because if I roll next turn, there's gonna be 1 removed from the pool as opposed to now. And I'm gonna hit the 3-star anyway. So, I'm rolling deep for this APHELIOS, right? Because I'm basically one off APHELIOS. It's better to roll this turn. See? So, now, next turn, I'm gonna be APHELIOS 3. So if I did that, I would have had APHELIOS 3 1 turn earlier, but I guess my transition was pretty shit anyway, so it worked out with the Hui. That I was 1 turn late with the Hui, but then 4-1, like my 4-1 just rolling down was pretty slow and pretty shit, but I put that down to it being new. I'm not the fastest roller, but usually if I have the little green check marks on who to buy, I usually don't miss it. I'm a lot faster. Yeah, and then this guy also has a cane. Like, does his board look like a cane board? Like, he's not even playing a Reaper board. He's just playing, like, random shit and then a cane too, and he's just gonna win out. Like, oh my god. You know what the thing is? It's like I know I'm kind of complaining about it. I don't mean to be like, you know, I complain that because I think that it's like, you know, worthwhile to like in an entertainment context, right? But like, I'm not actually upset. It's not like I'm sitting in my room staring at the wall, like ready to punch the wall. That damn it, these cane players, right? Like I'm just kind of like saying it, right? If that makes sense. I think it's like the fighting game mentality, right? Like in a fighting game, like when you're playing the game, like almost every fighting game player, like you get hit with something, you're like, that's bullshit, like that's just fucked up, and then like you say that, but then like, you know, you don't hate the person on the other side of the screen, right? You a lot of times you're sitting next to somebody while you're playing it, right? If you're doing the IRL tournaments, like when I used to go to IRL things, right? And it's the same with like TFT. Like a lot of times, like this fucking jackass with the cane. It's like if it was sitting beside, like, you know, that's like, you know, I'm not directing it specifically to him. It's just like, but why are you doing this in PBE? Like seriously, like we all know it's broken. Just like play something else, or I guess it's like, why are 2 people playing it? But it's like they see canes in shop, like, oh, I'll buy this, I'll just win out. But it's like, and then how do you know what's strong and not, right? Because they're obviously gonna nerf it. They're gonna bring it down to the level of everything else. Anyways, nah, I'm just saying, like, I'm not actually upset. I'm just like, I was just annoyed because I think it was like 4 or 5 games in a row where there was 2 or 3 cane players. And it's like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. Like, hello? I don't even know if it's that strong. It's just like, I don't know if it's like the build, if people just figured out that unit first because everybody's playing Reapers and Umbral, and he finds his way onto that board a lot. Right? Like, I don't know what it is, but it's like these past couple, like, I played like, not 10, I played like 6 or 7 games yesterday. All of them had like at least 2 canes, 2 cane players, and I'm like, okay, come on. Also, I wasn't paying attention. Did I miss a set? If I missed a set, don't tell me at this point, because it's gonna be embarrassing if I missed it twice. Oh, look, it's just Umbral Spat. Look, it's unkillable. He has 1 item. But it's okay. I have APHELIOS to have Thresh 3. I kind of bleed out from this point, which is concerning, but I think the last 2 fights I fought cane players. I think the next fight that I fight is gonna be some Giga high roll board. So I think I like immediately hit Thresh 3, APHELIOS 3, and I just lose out, right? It was a kind of shaky top 4, so I don't even know if it's that strong, right? If I'm giving my like honest assessment of this comp, I can't tell how strong it is. It looks like it's strong in theory, but I'm definitely not optimized in a good way, and I think the Exalted was bait. I think Exalted was not worth it, even though Exalted fit nicely onto this board. I kind of itemized Rakan too. I have Dragon Lord in. I just kind of teched in a bunch of traits because I'm playing around this Diana that's the other Exalted unit. Anyways, what's happening here? Oh, this guy's like every 4 cost 2-starred, and he has a Kayn too. Didn't I just play this guy at the start of the round? I played this guy on cooldown. Oh, there it is. You see the damage on the Kayn? Holy shit. I know like my APHELIOS is not that high, but it's just like everybody's always, yeah, I don't know. It's okay. Okay, so let's just go through this one last little time, like right here. So this is what my board looked like. So what I would switch here is in the top row, instead of the Diana, it would be a Set. And in the back row, instead of a Syndra, which I just played because it's faded, right? It's just my +1 faded if you didn't notice it. It would be an Ashe. Instead of the other dude, instead of the Rakan, it would be a Mumu. And then instead of the Hui, it would be an Ashe. Right? And then I think it works out. Set, Amumu, Ashe. Yeah, and then one more sniper. And that would be the board, right? That would be the actual board, which hopefully will come out in a later video. Like, you know, I'll probably play this at least once in ranked, because I don't think it's that weak. It just doesn't seem that strong, but it might be better in certain spots, because I did kind of low roll a little bit. And there was another faded player, so I just hit like really late because it was just hard to natural some of the units that I needed. But I think this comp has really good high roll potential if you can find a Set. That's what because that kind of ties the comp together, which makes me kind of weary about it, right? But anyways, thank you for watching. Hopefully the mic wasn't too bad. If it was bad, it will be fixed. I'm gonna check it right before I do the next video, and then it will be fixed like for sure next video or the video after. All right, bye.